What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video where I'm going to show you how to save on a little bit of stash space. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. Alright, so stash is valuable, we all know that, and although we have had some upgrades with previous expansions and the year 1 pass, I think it was, I'm always keen to try and save a little bit more. And today is kind of a great example on how we can save some. So if you look in your delivery box today, you will have been granted this exotic cash due to the extended maintenance downtime earlier on. And what you've got to just kind of notice here at the moment, so here I've got 15 in here at the moment. Probably not a good idea, actually. I've got the some exotic caches in here, but we'll try it anyway because it might show us a marker. But what you can see, it says 15, right? So I'm going to go to my delivery box. I'm going to go to the not to the grants, to the special deliveries, and I'm going to claim that cash. What you'll notice is it hasn't changed. It's weightless. It doesn't actually cost me anything to have that cash in my inventory. Now, it's going to be this one here because we've got this marker on. So at the moment, you can see I've got 147 in my inventory. So if I open this exotic cache, I got a Sweet Dreams, but as you'll notice, my inventory hasn't changed. I still have 147, meaning that currently this Sweet Dreams is actually weightless. And we can test this by going into the inventory, go into the Sweet Dreams, because I know that this is not mine because mine's maxed out and got expertise on it. I put it in my stash, and as you can see, nothing changed. I can go back into my stash and we can find it. Where's it gone? Sweet Dreams. There it is. So you can see the that's mine. I don't know why I've got that one starred. That's weird. But we can take it out again, and you can see it cost absolutely nothing. Now, if I was to, and I'll waste some materials here just to kind of show you something. If I was to go into M to this, obviously, you know, if this had damage target out of cover on here, we'd be like, winning. We're going to keep this one forever. But if I optimize it, go to my stash, you can see still, Sweet Dreams, nothing happens. It's still weightless. It still costs nothing. Now, the problem is that when we take it to the bench and re-roll it to try and get damage to targets out of cover on it, all of a sudden it becomes weighted. So if I go here at the bottom, go down to here, find Sweet Dreams, there is the reconfigure. So you can see the one that has swap speed on. This is the one we know is weightless. And just watch this at the top now. Boom. All of a sudden now it's got weight to it. So there's a use for this. So obviously at the moment now, I'm just going to mark that for donation. I'm going to put it on my other character that's not maxed on exotic components. Put it in my stash, and you'll see that also now it's weighted in the stash as well. But if that had come out of the exotic cash box perfect, I could have optimized it and basically saved myself one free stash space. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but you can actually get weightless items from quite a few places now. So when they deliver us things like that, they're weightless. Twitch drops, which are currently on at the moment, if you've not claimed them yet or they sat in your mailbox waiting to be delivered, they again are weightless. They don't actually cost you anything at all. And if they come out of the box perfect, they might be worth thinking, do you know what, the one that I've got that's costing me stash space, I might as well not bother with it anymore. Get rid of that, get myself an exotic component, and then use the one that I've just got from that cache. Now, there is one problem with this. Obviously, if you've expertised one of the guns do not share expertise, so you're going to need to reinvest into your new weightless gun. But essentially, at the moment, we've kind of got nothing else to do. If we're min-max, then so, you know, why not? You know, if you've got some, you know, extra materials, why not upgrade the weightless one and actually in the long term save on the stash base? You might have noticed this previously with other items that we got in the game. The Lexingtons that we originally got were weightless as well. They don't cost you any stash space either. And again, I'm looking at you, Turmoil. You can see here, look, I'm at 145. I take my Turmoils out. They were one of the original sets of Turmoils that we got delivered. And again, they are weightless. Now, there is another source that is much more regular of gear that you can actually use for weightless, and it's your weekly clan caches. So for instance, you can see here I've got a whole load stacked up that I kind of never ever open them, but you can see here we're at 15 out of 20. We're going to claim that one. We're still at 15 out of 20. I'm at 145 at the top. Ooh, come on, max PFE. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should take me to the 150 here up at the top. But as you can see, them items are currently completely weightless. They don't cost anything. So this FAMAS now, you know, the problem with guns is they have to roll absolutely perfect, which is a bit of a stretch. But when it comes to getting something like the overdogs from something like this, well, they're always going to be the right attributes. Them attributes never change. So that's what you've got to kind of keep an eye out. It's not really something you can actively farm, but you have got a couple of chances every week to kind of notch up some extra space in your stash, and you might just be disregarding these items or re-rolling them or whatever without really knowing that actually they're never actually filling your stash up. And sometimes when you go to 151 out of 50, that's what's happening. You've done something to a piece of gear and made it weighted, and therefore it's taken your stash over when you've logged in and logged out. One last nice little tip to mention, and a big shout out to Retro and Biker that mentioned this to me yesterday as we were talking about the same subject. If you go into your stash or your rewards, what you can see here at the bottom, it says source rewarded. But if I go into special deliveries and look at these turmoils, it doesn't say that. And if you have an item that doesn't say that, looking at you turmoils, you can actually move these between your hardcore character as well. And yeah, with no penalty, you're actually able to move them between your normal character and your hardcore character. So keep an eye out for these weightless items. And probably there's probably more of them in the game that I don't know about, but Twitch drops, deliveries, you know, as compensation, weekly clan caches, you know, special rewards like the Lexington and the turmoils. You know, they're what some things to look out for. The stat broker that we got recently, again, completely weightless unless you do something to it, which obviously I did. I changed the talent, and I think most people did, which at that point then makes it weighted. But again, it's another example of where weightless gear actually comes from, and you have the chance to save some inventory space. You've just got to remember, you can't re-roll, but you can optimize. So that's going to be it for the video. I hope this was useful. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching as always. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.